I started out in a different career path. I actually, as a kid, I loved playing with Legos. I loved designing things. I loved building things. So I used to build forts all the time. There's a joke in the family that I actually built a city, actually 2 cities in the basement, and used a bunch of duct tape and laid out the city on the floor with a construction zone and a highway and everything. And I used to take my roller racers and with my brother, and we would go between cities. We would travel between cities, but I built that city in the basement using duct tape. So I always had something in me, but it wasn't enough for it to be very obvious that engineering and science and a career in this space was, where I should go. I also loved communications, writing. I did a lot in high school with journalism, being on the yearbook staff and all. But when I got to college, the one thing that kind of stuck with me was my math. I kept taking calculus, even though I was in journalism classes. And it was my dad who said, you are really good at math, you're really good at science. Why are you going down this particular path when I know you can do this? I know you can go in the direction of engineering and science. So why don't you think about engineering? And so I considered it, and I went into mechanical engineering. But it was, when I reflect back, it was the things that I used to build with my Legos and building that city in the basement and, building the forts, and always that I think was always there. It just wasn't recognized. So once I got to college and I started down that journalism path and I made the switch to mechanical engineering, I knew I hit it. I just knew that was it. If you're a kid who enjoys playing with Legos, if you enjoy building forts, if you enjoy building sandcastles even, these are all skills that could eventually translate into building bigger cities, building cars, building engines, building dams. There's lots of different opportunities out there, and so what I would do if I was a kid today, I would talk to my science teacher, I would talk to my math teacher, I'd talk to my parents, and maybe it would be that you talk to your neighbor who happens to be an engineer and ask them questions. What is it like to be an engineer? What is it like to be in science? What is the most exciting part about it? And I bet you'll hear them say something to the effect of, I get to build something that eventually improves the life of another person.